Don't get it twisted, nigga, I'm no tomb. More cool than a pool in a blizzard with ice cubes in it during Christmas, meaning there's no school in the misfit. Like I'm throwing a fit.
What is going on, my swag scribers? This is chimpact, and I have another battle with my AL team, and this is against Butler93. His link will be in the description below. And this is for a Girls Seas tournament. This is either the second round or the third round, I don't remember. And this is probably the last time I'm going to be using this team in a tournament. And so I'm going to let out Thunderous, go for the Grass Knot on his Dawn Fan as he goes for the Stealth Rocks. And I'm just going to go for another Grass Knot. I could have subbed there predicting a switch, but there was no reason to predict a switch when he was at that low of HP. So in comes a Zapdos, and I'm just going to go set up a sub, see what he wants to do. And he does go for the Thunder Wave, so that's pretty good for me. And so right here I'm just going to go for another Thunderbolt because I don't want to waste this substitute. And I can't really stay in on Zapdos because they do carry Roost, and luckily I do get the Parahax, and that's really good for me. And he's going to go for the Thunderbolt to break my sub. And so I'm just going to switch out right here and go out to Flygon. And he is just going to stay in there and use another Thunderbolt. But he gets paralyzed, so doesn't really matter because either way it wouldn't have affected me. And I'm just going to scout out if he has HP Ice or not. And I go for the U-turn, and because he switched out, I'm assuming he doesn't have it. And so I'm just going out to Reinoclose because I don't want anybody else taking Stealth Rocks damage on my team. And he goes out to his Garchomp, and I'm like, dang. So I'm going to go out to Flygon, and he's going to go for the Crunch. And normally that wouldn't do a whole lot of damage, but he gets a crit, so that's easily going to 2-hit KO me. And because he outsped me, that tells me that he is Scarfed. And so I go out to my Tentacruel to just rapid spin away the spikes or the Stealth Rock. And in comes the Zapdos, and it's a decent matchup for me, or not at all, because it's an awful matchup for me. So I'm just gonna go for the Surf, see how much it does. And he goes for the Thunderbolt, and that does a good chunk, but because he's especially defensive bulky, it's not going to do a whole lot to me. So I'm just going to set up a layer of Toxic Spikes for that Garchomp in case I have to stall it out with Toxic Spikes. And he's going to finish me off with another Thunderbolt. So pretty much Garchomp and Flygon have been useless for me, because all I did with Tentacruel was, I mean not Garchomp and Flygon, Tentacruel and Flygon, because all Tentacruel did was Rapid Spin and set up Toxic Spikes. And so right here I'm just going to set up Stealth Rocks with my Heatran and take a Thunderbolt, and I'm going to switch out and go to my Abomasnow to take the Thunderbolt because I can. And so, but he goes for the Thunder Wave, which doesn't really matter to me because Abomasnow is slow as dirt anyway. And so now he is able to outspeed me, but he gets paralyzed. And so that tells me that because he stayed in, he does have the Heat Wave, so I'm going to switch out immediately and go out to my Heatran to take the Heat Wave and get a Flash Flyer boost. And so right here I am just going to go for the Earth Power, predicting a switch into something that can take a fire move, but he stays in for some reason. And so right here I'm just going to go for the Roar, just in case he decides to go out to something to take the fire move. I can just roar it away. And in comes a Starmie, which is not the worst Pokemon to come in, but not the best either. So I'm going to switch out and go out to Abomasnow to take the Surf or Hydro Pump. And even if he decides to Rapid Spin, I can take a Rapid Spin very well anyway. So he's going to go for the Hydro Pump, and that's not going to do anything to my Abomasnow, who is specially defensive bulky. And so I'm just going to go for the Lead Seed to get some HP back. And he brings in his Zapdos. So I do go for the Lead Seed, and I'm going to heal up to full as he takes quite a bit of residual damage from Stealth Rocks, Lead Seed, and Hail. So that's really good for me. And so I'm just going to switch out, fearing the Heat Wave, but he goes for the Roost. And at this point, I'm thinking that I can absorb any Thunderbolt that he decides to hit me with because he doesn't have a lot of special attack investment. And so I can just go for the Earth Power. I don't want to roar it away because that's taking away Lead Seed. And so I do get an Earth Power on this Heatran, which is really good because a Pokemon down with me doing minimal effort. And so he's going to go out to his Lucario, and at this point, I can't really do anything to his Lucario, so I'm just going to use my Heatran as Death Fodder, because I don't want anything else taking a hit, and I don't want him setting up if I switch. So I'm going to go out to Reuniclus just to bait him into using Shadow Ball. But he tells me that he doesn't have Shadow Ball, and he switches out, so I'm like, I'm a little confused there. And he switches out to Zapdos, so I'm just going to go for the Blizzard, knowing I can live a Heat Wave when he has not a lot of special attack investment. And so I just go for the Blizzard. It doesn't finish it off, but the hail damage is going to help me take it out, so that's good for me. And he goes out to his Garchomp, and things are looking good now because I still have my Reuniclus. And I'm going to go out to my Thundurus to try and stall out the poison damage with hail and poison with substitute, priority substitute, because I have Prankster. So I do go for the substitute, but because I am slower than Starmie, he is going to go first with the Thunderbolt or Ice Beam, whatever he decides to do, and so that's easily going to take me out, or take out the sub. And so I'm just going to go for Thunderbolt and finish him off. And he goes out to his Garchomp right here, and I could sub, but he could break my sub anyway, so I'm just going to go for the Grass Knot, knowing I could live a Crunch if he decides to go that way. But an Outrage is stronger than a Crunch on Reuniclus, so that's why he went for that. So right here I'm just going to go for a Trick Room and attempt to take out the 2 Pokemon that he has left. And because of Hail and the Poison, Reuniclus is easily going to be able to take out the Garchomp with a Psychic, but because Lucario isn't affected by Toxic, he's not going to get poisoned, so I'm just going to have to hope that Focus Blast hits, and it does, and that's easily going to take it out. A Psychic would have 1-hit KO'd it, might have 1-hit KO'd it, but I wasn't sure. So that was a good game, Butler93. I'll leave his link in the description. He uploads battles as well, and he's a pretty good narrator, so go check him out. If you enjoyed this battle, please give this a like rating. I would really appreciate it. Have a great day, guys, and I'm out. Peace.